Hi there, I'm Danny Crouch, life coach, for those of you that don't know me, and at the time of recording this video I've just become a life coach, and I wanted to talk to you about accountability based on the intake weekend that I just completed with TCI, and the main reason for doing these videos. I actually did start this a couple of months ago, started a YouTube channel. And that was for me to be accountable to myself, to the commitment that I wanted to make to go through this process. So accountability is basically being accountable for something. So to follow through with what you want to do, it quite often helps to be accountable. And in the past I've found that I haven't followed through with everything, and I haven't been accountable to others. So by setting up this YouTube channel, I think I'm going over old ground here, but that's just the way it goes. I just got out and did it, which is something that we were massively taught over the weekend, is to just say yes and do it anyway, and we'll find out how along the way. So if you go back through some of the old recordings that I've done, you'll see a completely different person, but you'll also see that I did it on my iPad, and I'm now recording on my Bloggie, Sony Bloggie. So it's a video camera that I had sitting in the drawer that I'd forgotten about. So having that accountability has actually opened the opportunity to better recordings. So had I not started that, I wouldn't be where I am. So why do I want to do this? I am also part of a mastermind group that we started through our intake weekend, and a couple of the crew have joined as well. And that's to inspire and motivate each other of us, and to also be accountable. So we've got our individual accountability buddies, for want of a better word, but now I feel like I've got this group of 10, 12, 13 people that are going to hold me accountable as well. So on the next level, I'm actually doing these videos for the sake of being accountable. So if people start subscribing to my YouTube channel, I'm then accountable to them. I don't know if they're going to watch this video. I don't know who's going to watch this video. I don't know what I don't know, or I do know what I don't know. I do know that they have the capability to watch it. I don't know whether they're going to watch it. I do know that I am accountable to them. So really powerful tool in that sense. And for those of you that have gone through the TCI process, you're probably hearing some of the stuff that we learnt in the intake weekend and learning through the process, which I'm already putting into practice, and that's because I'm accountable now for what I need to do and what I need to achieve. So obviously, you'll notice too, I just sort of made a couple of notes. Another thing, the first principle is obviously say yes and do, find out how later. The second one was modelling. I watched one of my first DVDs that I got on the weekend from Sharon Pearson. She was in this video. I haven't met her yet, and I noticed these big hand movements and gestures and moving forward and moving back, and I know that's lineal and all that sort of stuff. If you don't understand what that means, that's fine. You'll get to that at a later date. And then I realised, geez, Joe was doing a lot of that as well, and I started doing it. And subconsciously, is that mirroring, is that modelling? Not 100% sure yet, but I find it fascinating that I'm now talking a lot more with my hands. And I mentioned this to Nick last night, and she said, yeah, I've noticed that. What you used to do was point and point and point and point. Now it's actually a flow and a moving motion, but that's another thing. What else? So this YouTube channel, where is the fear in starting this? I started this roughly 2 months ago, at the time of this taking, pretty much around the time I joined TCI. And the beauty of doing this was there was thought processes of, oh geez, what if someone looks at it? What if someone finds it? Is that going to ruin my potential to start my business? Is that going to slow me down? Well, in actual fact, do you know how Google works? They need to register data of a website, of a YouTube page, or of any sort of information that's on the internet, and they need a certain period of data. And from my understanding, it's somewhere around 3 months. So if no one knows where to find your YouTube channel, and no one knows where to find this link, then they're not going to know how to find you. So it's going to be 2 or 3 months before anyone really watches this channel, unless I give them the link. unless I tell them exactly where to look. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm telling you exactly where to look, and I'll be posting this in my mastermind group purely because I want to be accountable to you. Now, also on top of that, what I would recommend is, why not start your own channel? Just say yes and do it anyway. I'm curious to know, if you wanted to do a chat on accountability, I want to understand your perspective of what you think accountability is. I want to know your map, if that's another technique that we're using. Now, another reason why I really want to do these videos and I want as many subscribers to my channel as possible is because I know that I will look at that number to start with. I know that I will look at the feedback that I'm getting, because I'm still going through that growth period. It'll get to a point where the feedback doesn't necessarily matter and there'll be too much of it for me to handle anyway. But it's that validation that people appreciate it. It's the feedback that I'm going to get, and I accept that, I embrace that. That's fine. It's not that I'm doing it for the validation. It's just part of human nature that we will enjoy the validation. But more importantly, one of the main reasons why I'm doing this and why I want to be accountable is because I can't go back. And once again, Joe mentioned this in the intake weekend, is how hard it is once you move on to a different place, or you move up to a different level, or across to somewhere else. How, if you look back on what you didn't enjoy doing, if you gave up what you're doing now, can you go back? Can you squeeze back into that old lifestyle? I don't think I can. I am an entrepreneur. I want to run my own business, and I've tried to be self-employed for the last 10, 15 years, and it hasn't worked. And I can't go back to that. So that's another reason why I want to be accountable to you. That's another reason why I want to do these recordings. It's also, I'm getting to verbalize, I'm getting to use a camera, I'm getting more familiar with talking in front of a camera. So this is a learning process for me. So it's a win-win. Another thing to come out of the weekend. So my suggestion, get your phone, your iPad, a video recorder, even your webcam on your laptop. Turn it on, start recording. I started out, as I said, 2 months ago. Really interesting if you want to go back and look at some of them. A different person. But what I started out doing was under the guidance of Tony Robbins, Napoleon Hill, so on and so forth, is setting goals. I started writing them down, and I'm reading out of the diary that I keep here. Started writing them down, and daily goals, tasks, medium to long-term goals, daily affirmations, and then I started recording them. And this is actually, as a side note, something I thought of. Talking to Nick. Nick is a writer and an English teacher, or an English trainer. She loves to write things down. And I thought, okay, that's great. You do it writing, I do it video. And then I thought, hang on, why aren't you doing it by video? There are so many skills you can pick up. There's so many options you can do. I really used to write down, and if for me to write a page out, it'll take me a day. No, over exaggerating. It'll take me 5 minutes, okay? I can say what I want to write on a page in 5 minutes. I can say that in about 30 seconds. And those that you know me know that I'll talk and talk and talk, and these videos can sometimes feel a little bit long. But this is the sort of thing I want to find out from you. I want to get that feedback and know, is it too long? Is it too short? Am I learning something? Am I changing a perception? Do you enjoy my perception? Do you want to give me your perception? I'm looking to grow. There we go, that motorbike. Awesome. Gold Coast, they don't care. Alright, I think I'm done. That's for today. So hopefully you'll subscribe to my channel, and I'm hoping that you will start your own channel and you'll send me a message, because I want to join your channel and subscribe to yours. It's all about the reciprocity and getting into it together. Enjoy the day. Ciao.